This morning, millions of Americans woke up to shocking headlines. Famous tourist states collapsing, hotels closing, cities going silent, entire economies crashing overnight. In 2025, U.S. tourism is falling apart, and these 10 states are at the center of the disaster. Tourism isn't just slowing down, it's dying in some of America's most iconic destinations. And it's happening faster than anyone expected. In this video, you'll discover the 10 U.S. states where tourism has collapsed in 2025. You'll learn exactly what went wrong, from rising crime and climate disasters, to political chaos, cultural backlash, and economic decline. Some of these states may be on your travel list, or at least they used to be. Each of these states had something amazing: beaches, national parks, iconic cities, world-famous festivals. But now, that beauty is being overshadowed by danger, disaster, and decay. Number 10. Oregon. Oregon has long been a nature lover's dream. Home to misty mountains, wild coastlines, and quirky, artistic cities like Portland and Eugene. The state's lush green landscapes and iconic spots like Crater Lake or Multnomah Falls have drawn millions. But wait, if Oregon has all this natural beauty, why is tourism falling off a cliff? The answer lies in urban decline. Portland, once known for its hip culture, is now battling a visible homelessness crisis, open-air drug use, and rising crime. In 2025, visitor reviews on TripAdvisor and YouTube are packed with warnings: "Don't go downtown, doesn't feel safe anymore." State reports show a 17% decline in tourism revenue from last year. And while rural Oregon still shines, the image of the state is tied to its cities, and that image has taken a serious hit. And that's just the beginning. If you think Oregon's fall is shocking, wait till you see what's happening in the next state. It gets worse, so hit like and stay with us. Number 9. New Mexico. New Mexico, the land of enchantment, offers desert beauty, Native American culture, and artistic cities like Santa Fe and Taos. Its red rock landscapes and historic pueblos are unlike anywhere else. But wait, if New Mexico is so unique, why is it seeing fewer and fewer visitors? The harsh truth is climate-related. In 2025, devastating wildfires tore through popular nature areas, while droughts dried up lakes and rivers that once hosted outdoor activities. Air quality alerts and road closures became common in the peak travel season. At the same time, budget cuts hit the state's tourism board, reducing marketing efforts just when they were needed most. Tourist traffic at key landmarks like White Sands and Carlsbad Caverns fell 21% this year. Without serious investment in climate resilience and tourism infrastructure, New Mexico's charm is becoming harder to reach. From wildfires to vanishing rivers, New Mexico is fading fast. But the next state? It's collapsing under a completely different disaster. Subscribe now before you miss it. Number 8. Hawaii. Hawaii, paradise on earth. With crystal-clear beaches, lush rainforests, volcanoes, and a laid-back aloha vibe, it's long been one of the top dream destinations in the world. But wait, if Hawaii has all this natural wonder and global appeal, why is tourism in crisis? It's the side effect of over-tourism and rising resentment. In previous years, locals began pushing back against the massive influx of tourists that damaged fragile ecosystems, raised housing prices, and overwhelmed local resources. In 2025, strict tourism limits were introduced: caps on daily visitors, reservation-only beaches, and even fees to access sacred sites. And then there's the cost. Airfare to Hawaii spiked nearly 30% in early 2025 due to fuel price surges. Hotels and Airbnbs followed suit, with average nightly rates climbing to over $400. On top of that, locals have launched multiple protests, calling for visitors to stay away until housing and environmental issues are addressed. Many travelers report feeling unwelcome, not by the land, but by the growing tension in the air. Add in recent volcanic activity and airline disruptions, and Hawaii's once thriving tourism industry saw a jaw-dropping 28% decline in bookings in the first half of 2025. The result? Local businesses depending on tourism are shutting down, while the state struggles to balance economic survival with cultural preservation. When even paradise becomes hostile, you know something is deeply wrong. But trust me, what's happening in the next state will chill you even more. Don't blink. Hit like, and let's move forward. Number 7. Florida. Florida, home to Disney World, Miami nightlife, the Keys, and endless sunshine. For decades, it's been a family favorite and a spring break staple. But wait, if Florida is packed with attractions, why are people skipping it in 2025? This year has been a perfect storm, literally. Florida was hit by its third major hurricane in 2 years, causing severe flooding, infrastructure damage, and widespread insurance chaos. Many hotels remain under repair, and insurers have pulled out of key coastal areas. Tourists are afraid of booking trips that may get canceled, or worse, put them in danger. But that's just the start. Florida has also become ground zero for political controversy. Anti-LGBTQ+ legislation, book bans, immigration crackdowns, and high-profile disputes between the state and Disney have dominated headlines worldwide. International travel to Florida dropped over 30%, with many countries issuing travel advisories. Even Disney World, the state's flagship attraction, isn't immune. Attendance in 2025 is down 19%, and insiders report rising dissatisfaction due to reduced staff, higher prices, and security concerns. Tourists are now choosing other sunny destinations like Puerto Rico, Mexico, or the Mediterranean, leaving Florida's tourism-dependent cities struggling to adapt. Storms, politics, and fear, Florida's collapse is real. But what's coming next isn't just dramatic, it's historic. Subscribe now and keep watching. Number 6. Illinois. Illinois is home to Chicago, the third largest city in the U.S., a place of jazz, architecture, deep dish pizza, and Midwestern charm. But wait, if Chicago is such a world-class city, why is Illinois facing a tourism collapse? The issue is perception versus reality. While actual crime rates have stabilized, media coverage, especially viral social videos, has painted Chicago as unsafe. In 2025, hotel bookings in downtown Chicago dropped 24%. Major conventions and international events that once filled venues like McCormick Place have moved to other cities. The problem is compounded by public transit struggles and budget cuts to tourism promotion. Illinois also lost a number of direct international flight routes due to airline reshuffling post-COVID. Outside of Chicago, rural Illinois hasn't captured the attention of travelers, and underinvestment in state parks hasn't helped. Despite cultural treasures like the Art Institute, Millennium Park, and the Magnificent Mile, Illinois is losing its grip on both domestic and international tourism. When a world-class city like Chicago starts losing tourists, it's a red flag. But next, we're heading somewhere far more extreme. Hit that like button and stay tuned. Number 5. Alaska. Alaska, the wild, raw, untamed beauty of America. From whale watching to glacier hikes, it's the ultimate adventure destination. But wait, if Alaska is so breathtaking, why is its tourism industry collapsing? The root problem is access and affordability. In 2025, cruise ships, the lifeblood of Alaska's tourism, cut routes due to high fuel costs and emissions restrictions. Cruise passenger numbers dropped 37%, hitting ports like Juneau, Ketchikan, and Sitka hard. Then there's climate change. Melting glaciers have made some iconic sites disappear. Wildlife tours are less predictable, and weather conditions have disrupted seasonal travel. Many visitors report canceled excursions and inaccessible trails. Air travel to Alaska remains costly, with fewer routes and high demand making last-minute travel nearly impossible for most. Tourism businesses, which operate seasonally, haven't been able to recover from the pandemic-era hit. Local guides, hotels, and outfitters are laying off staff or shutting down entirely. And with state funding limited, there's little support for rebuilding the industry in a sustainable way. Alaska's allure hasn't faded, but for many, it's now an adventure they simply can't afford. Nature can't save Alaska from what's happening now. But the next state is losing more than tourism. It's losing its identity. Let's go deeper. Subscribe to uncover it. Number 4. Nevada. Nevada, home to the glitz of Las Vegas, stunning desert landscapes, and world-class entertainment. For years, it was America's playground. But wait, if Vegas still shines bright, why are tourists turning away? In 2025, several major casinos and entertainment giants filed for bankruptcy. Why? A mix of AI job automation in hotels and casinos, rising crime reports on the Strip, and a wave of scams targeting tourists. Visitors complain about expensive resort fees, poor service, and shrinking returns on experiences. The average Vegas vacation now costs significantly more, with less value. And big conventions are now choosing cities like Austin, Phoenix, or even Salt Lake City, driven by better infrastructure and lower costs. Even longtime fans are losing interest. Reddit threads and YouTube reviews call Vegas overpriced, soulless, and unsafe. As a result, Las Vegas saw a 22% drop in tourism from last year, its worst year since the 2008 financial crisis. Behind the bright lights, Nevada is scrambling to reinvent its tourism image. Vegas isn't what it used to be, and it's not coming back soon. But if you think that's bad, the top 3 will shock you. Like the video and stay with us. Number 3, California. California, the Golden State. Beaches, mountains, Silicon Valley, and Hollywood. It's long been a global icon of dreams and diversity. But wait, with so much to offer, how is California losing tourists? Start with climate disasters. In 2025 alone, over a dozen wildfires raged through national parks, closing popular destinations like Yosemite and Big Sur. Smoke-filled skies and fire danger warnings scared off travelers during peak seasons. Then there's the cost. A one-week California road trip now costs more than a trip to Italy. Hotel prices in Los Angeles and San Francisco have surged, with daily costs surpassing $300. Dining, parking, and even park entries have become shockingly expensive. Social issues are just as alarming. Homeless encampments across cities like San Francisco and LA have become highly visible. Crime headlines, though not always accurate, have impacted international perceptions. Once a top global destination, California has fallen off the radar for many tourists looking for clean, safe, and affordable travel. In 2025, California saw an 18% decline in international visits, with major losses from European and Asian travelers. It's still beautiful, but now, it's unaffordable and unpredictable. The Golden State is now barely holding on. But we're not done yet. What's happening in the next 2 states? It's worse than anyone imagined. Hit like and keep watching. Number 2, New York. New York, the Empire State. Home to Times Square, Broadway, Niagara Falls, and the Statue of Liberty. But wait, if New York is still the most recognizable U.S. destination worldwide, what's gone wrong? New York City has not fully recovered post-pandemic. Subway issues, rising costs, labor shortages, and visible street crime have made many tourists uncomfortable. In 2025, the city's hotel tax climbed to one of the highest in the country, pushing the average nightly stay above $350. Even Broadway is struggling, with several major shows closing early due to low ticket sales and high production costs. Outside the city, upstate tourism has also taken a hit. Ski resorts suffered from unusually warm winters. The iconic Finger Lakes region saw flood damage from intense storms. Niagara Falls is still popular, but nearby towns are struggling with declining infrastructure and fewer international travelers. Canada's side of the falls has become the preferred choice for many. Altogether, New York tourism revenue fell by over 15%, and for a state that thrives on global attention, that's a massive blow. If even New York is struggling, then what's left? There's one state that's fallen harder than them all. Subscribe now. The number 1 spot will leave you speechless. Number 1, Louisiana. And finally, at number 1, Louisiana, the state where tourism has collapsed the most in 2025. But wait, this is the home of jazz, Mardi Gras, Creole cuisine, and the magic of New Orleans. So how did things get this bad? It's a perfect storm. In early 2025, record-breaking floods hit New Orleans, damaging the French Quarter and disrupting dozens of annual festivals. Tourists canceled trips, hotels were shut down for repairs, and the Mardi Gras celebration, Louisiana's top event, was canceled for the first time in a decade. Crime in New Orleans surged after the disaster, with law enforcement overwhelmed and underfunded. Public trust dropped, and national coverage pushed tourists to avoid the city entirely. Worse, river cruises along the Mississippi were canceled due to low water levels, wiping out an entire niche of travel business. The state also slashed tourism promotion budgets due to economic strain, leaving businesses to fend for themselves. Restaurants, jazz clubs, and souvenir shops are closing. Unemployment in the hospitality sector has doubled, and what was once one of America's most culturally rich and resilient travel destinations is now struggling to survive. It's heartbreaking, but it's real. And it marks Louisiana as the #1 U.S. state where tourism has truly collapsed in 2025. And that was Louisiana, the state hit hardest in 2025. If this breakdown shocked you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who still thinks tourism is booming in America. So, which of these states surprised you the most? Do you still plan to visit any of them? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more shocking travel updates and destination breakdowns. Until next time, travel smart and stay safe.